Hey everybody, it's Janaea. Welcome back here to my channel. I am really hoping that the sound will come out today okay on this video because I don't have my handy dandy little lapel microphone and I'm right by the waves and the wind. I decided to walk down to the river for a moment, and actually I didn't decide, my body decided. And so that's really what I wanted to talk about for a few minutes. We have so much going on in the world today, and you might find times when you might feel a lot of energy coming up within you, a lot of emotions that want to come up and also want to be released, come out. And that's what was happening for me this afternoon. I was working on a project that a friend of mine and I are doing together, and I was specifically writing about emotions. And of course, anytime that we're working on something, whatever it is that we're working on also shows up, right, in our lives, and it comes up as something that we can work through and dive deeper into. And so, a couple hours into this work, I started to notice that there was this energy of emotion that was wanting to come up in me, and it has settled in my throat. And so I was like, okay, what is this about exactly? What is going on? And I did what most of us humans will do in this case, is we'll try to figure out that there's a rational explanation for this, and I need to be able to put a label on it and know exactly what it is, because then that way it'll just help me somehow better, right? And I was thinking about it, it's like sometimes we just don't know. Sometimes we're not always given some specific perfect explanation for why an emotion or this energy this sensation wants to be felt and experienced. Sometimes we're just simply meant to go with it and tune into our bodies and find out, well, what do our bodies want in this particular moment as this energy is moving through? And my body wanted to move. It was like, you know what, you need to get up and you need to move and you need to go for just a slight walk. I don't go for a lot of long walks too much anymore, at least right now, because I've had a lot of pain in my feet for quite a while now. And so I was like, okay, but I feel energized and moved in this moment to go for just a slight, easygoing walk. And that's what I did. I was like, I need to pay attention to what my body's telling me to do. And just as I was on the walk, I was noticing, okay, what's the next message that my body is wanting me to do to move this energy and this emotion that is there? And the next message I got was just deep breaths, breathing in through my nose and then deeply out through my mouth, and just allowing, every time I'm breathing out, just allowing more and more of that energy to move and to flow, and allow, because again, it's like really stuck up through here. And I can feel some of it has already eased up. And so for this video, I'm going to keep this short here. This is just as a little reminder that, we don't always need to know everything that is coming up for us. We don't always need to connect it to some past story or even some current story or a future story that we happen to subscribe to. Or something we've already have experienced. We don't need to always do that. Sometimes that's helpful. There are times when that could be really beneficial for us, but it's not going to be beneficial every time. And so there's no need to sit there and try to rack your brain trying to find out, hey, wait a minute, I can feel something's going on and I have to connect it to something specific in order to move through it. So number two is you can move through that emotion or that energy even when you don't know the specifics about where it's coming from, even if you don't have a specific narrative to attach it to. And moving through it, listening to your body first. What does your body want to do in that very moment that you are noticing that emotion and that energy coming up? Where is it stuck? Asking yourself, wait a minute, where am I feeling it right now in my body? Where is it lodged at this moment? And then what does my body want to do about it? For me, it was just go for a nice, easy walk and take good deep breaths in and exhale it out. Simple as that. Not to sit there and worry about any other specifics about it, just to allow it to be. And I feel like, this little situation here, this simple thing I'm sharing with you right now, is a real big part of what I mean by activating interconnection. Because as we connect more and more deeply with ourselves, and we start to tune in and we listen to ourselves, we listen to our bodies, we listen to our emotions, we listen to what's going on for us right here, like that helps us to then know what next step to take, what next step to do that is going to be the most beneficial for us in that very moment. And I knew that for me, waiting for the walk for a few hours or a few days was not going to be beneficial. It needed to be right now in this moment. I needed to allow that. I needed to help move the energy along by moving, actually physically moving, and then breathing while doing so. And so when you're learning how to listen to yourself, one of the first things is just to allow yourself to be silent for a moment. You notice that something's going on and it feels a little bit off from where it was maybe a few moments earlier. And then after that, you notice that, let me just be silent. What is my body instructing to me right now? And then you do it. You follow through on that instruction as best as you can. And I know there might be some things hindering in the way. You might have your work schedule you have to complete. You got to finish up your hours before you can do what your body wants you to do, or you have something going on in the house you have to attend to. All of those are legitimate things we have to take into account. And if you can't do something in that moment, okay, can you do something the very second that a few moments becomes available to you? And it might only be 5 minutes, it might be 2 minutes, I don't know. You have to navigate your own life situation and circumstances and stuff, and then go with it as best as you possibly can. But just know that we don't have to always sit there and play with this idea in our minds that we have to have an answer to everything that's happening for us, because we don't. But we do need to pay attention to ourselves. We do need to stop for just a moment, get silent, and tune inward and find out what's going on, so that then we're connecting with ourselves when we do that. And then we need to actually find a way to follow through on that message that our body and our soul and our spirit and the whole essence of us is giving to us in that moment, and follow through in whatever way we're able to do so. So on that note, I'm going to be walking back and doing my breathing while I do so in just a few moments. And so I hope that you can find some ways that you can just tune in and give yourself that gift of listening to yourself and then following through. So you take care of yourselves, and I will talk with you more soon. Bye-bye.